Hello everyone and welcome back to KSP. Give me a second, it looks like the system is a little angry. We're going to continue where we left off, but before we do that, let's take care of our little milestones. Check mission control, check our active missions. Our low sight scan's great, and then our search the skies is acceptable. We still have just under a year for it to activate, so there's not a lot we can do about it right now. Now, there must be a body yet to be researched, yet to have their research that are within range of a telescope. This might be our next thing. We may be looking to put a telescope in a decent orbit. We do have quite a bit of funds. I don't know if we are worried yet. Let me check. Because I do want us to start stepping up into some of the cooler things. However, there are quite a bunch of things that are unlocked in this pack. So we do want to kind of take it a little easy. Just so that we actually can get some stuff done without going into overload. Now I think this it. There is somewhere in here. Actually, I can easily check in the vehicle assembly. Now I do warn. Oh, let me lower my volume just a smidge. It does say I'm yelling quite loudly, so let me fix that. Well, let me check under science. Let's put a probe together just so that it will let me look at all the science. So we do have the that, and then the actual telescope. Has potential upgrades. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we are going to come to our scanner satellite. Now, right now, our biggest issue we're running into, we're gonna say put this not quite that high. I'm gonna put it right there. It should give us the power we need. And it looks like the heat management should be fine. What was I looking for? Not that. That scan's still going on its own. Right here. So our mass right now is sitting at just under 100 tons. Now, we're definitely going to have to delete this fairing. We're going to remove that. This big guy Oof, is going to make this quite a big, quite a big unit. Now, if I come here, this is not a scanner anymore. Server. We'll just call it Observer Mark 1. We want clamshell deployment, and we want to build the fairing. Now, zoom in. There we go. So there is a trick I could do. I can invert the fairing to hide this, or I could toss a fairing in here. If I even have it. I don't think I do. Yeah, I think even with this, here's the trick. Because it's a fairing into a fairing. Yep. It would not let me do it. Now, I hope that did not mess up too many things. I'm gonna save this rocket. Now, we may not get multiple shots at this. The only reason I say that is, at least in my test world, I have had multiple instances where the system required a hard reset when going back to the vehicle. Vehicle assembly. So we do have to be careful of that. If someone knows a solution to it, I would love to know it. But the problem is the way it is behaving when you go back to the vehicle assembly building, it does not let you out for anything. Hey Maverick, how are you doing today? 'Cause I'm doing pretty good. We're gonna go a little crazy. We're gonna see if I can do this in one. I also found something interesting out, which is, I remember how we were talking about MechJeb being a little OP. Okay. Calculus isn't too hard. Are you doing like base level calculus, or are you doing like Calc 1 or 2? Okay. Calculus isn't the hardest, it's just learning a lot of formulas. I remember there was a major difference between the calculus I took, what was it? I took college level calculus in high school, and then I took Calc 1 in college, and I was just sitting there, I'm like, it's all the same thing, just longer formulas. Well, at least so far, she is doing beautifully. is also screaming through the atmosphere. Like, there's barely any atmosphere left, and it is treating it like it owes it money. We might visit the site map 1 to see if we can unlock an extra launch area. That area, if you look, is where one of the radar dishes is supposed to be. It says build a ground station here, and if I'm not mistaken, I can unlock that in what is it? So I can unlock that the satellite for that there just by going to the ground and making it. But I wonder if it'll let me set up a launch location there. Even if it doesn't, if I can build a aircraft that can go there, what I can do is build a small antenna relay on the ground that has a massive antenna network. That way I don't have to pay for the full extended site controls. Drop that there. Hey, this time they waited for that to pop off. Okay, so the ascent profile is behaving. We just want to get going. And I believe I should have just enough fuel to be able to dump this guy back. One of the things I want to do is come here. I believe 100 is the carbon backbone. And by putting that there, I am doing really well. Now, we want to change our apoaps at next periaps. We want, I think it's 15. Create a node for that. Let's see how... do I want 15 or do I want 20? Move all nodes. Create. That's too far. Move, create. Now I have the fuel to do it, so... remove, create. Trying to find a nice sweet spot. Remove, create. That should keep us close enough. Moon's not going to have, well, at least in Kerbal Space Realm, the moon's not going to have much of an effect. In real life, this would be very dangerous. Because the moon would affect you way out here very easily. Longer need that. Execute the node. I have way more fuel than I'll ever need for this thing. But at least in theory, it'll behave well. The one thing I want to test, though, is whether I've got communications out here. Because there's no point in locking in a nice solid burn up there if I've got no communications whatsoever. Forgot that without burning, this thing is a very, very slow boy to get spun around. Actually, while I'm here, let's go here. We want... Yeah. Set up. Master frequency is going to be 100 because we don't want to be sitting on the public channel when we pull this off. The whole point of the backbone is to make sure it works out to extreme distances, so... The main reason we're launching this in this particular fashion is, as you can see, we don't see any planets. We don't even see our other moon. So because of that, we need to apparently my one cat has decided that he is a carnivore and has tried eating his brother. So that's always a fun thing. Oof. Yeah. Maybe I am too tall, because that is definitely going to be a problem. Remove node, create node. Move, create. Remove, create. At next. Remove all, create. My buddy, what are you doing to me? Because even if I'm... Oh, hold on. Nope. Don't set that. You're not going to let me set... How do I kill my target again? Okay, so... Here's what I need to do. Remove all nodes. Add a maneuver node myself. Let's see how bad this is. Oh, that's how bad that is. I'm actually right there. And I'm already on my way up. So, change Apple apps at next Perry apps to be Or if 80 or 8,000. Create a node. Yep. Okay. That, in theory, should protect me. Also, this still lets me check to see if... Yep. Signal's not perfect, but it does exist all the way out there. So, that is a working system. It also means that if I want to go to the moon, I can do that. However, I do want to be a little bit more careful, because me doing it this way has proven quite dangerous. Hmm. I don't know if that's supposed to show me anything right now. I do know if I come here... map type, we want biome. Aha! Not perfect, but it is getting there. What is our current resolution at? For... Okay. Okay. It's easy enough for now. I'm probably gonna have to make something that has a specialized orbit. Just to kind of force the situation. We want to change our periapps to this. Create node. There we go. Execute said node. And then we want to wait until we have the node. Do. Ta-da! Have our control. We need to be facing retrograde because of what we are about to do. Periapps. 50. Nope, no. We want our 6 warp. Select. Huh. Okay. Standard physics warp. I do know there's a way to switch to the other warp type. For the life of me, though, I cannot remember what it is. Actually, we want to hit because we want to face our node. And I know for a fact that this does not have much of a battery charge. I believe this guy right here holds 5. That does not last very long. Communications. It should be able to communicate because I have these sub connections on here. You're going to find out. Stop time warping. That's why we're not moving. Right? Like, you can do so much with the R&D. What's electrical charge? Okay, I don't get a lot of electrical charge on this, and that's understandable. I think I'll just use the mission counter for it. Because I believe the mission counter does not care about electrical charge. We're going to warp to that maneuver node right there. Okay. Now, this is technically facing the right way. I don't know if he's going to have the power to do anything about it, though. So what we want is a very gentle... Yep. Just to get you out of the way, we want a retrograde burn to go. Okay. That is too far retrograde, but hey. Let's go prograde just for a second. Gently apply force. And now, technically speaking, this is actually orbiting in the other direction, but that should now have a periapse. Ooh. Come on. Nice and slow, buddy. How is it? Stop rotating. Got enough fuel to do this the right way. Nice and slowly. And of course we overshot. Good enough. Okay. Let's switch to the observatory. Our little observation telescope. She is facing the correct way, which is glorious because it means that it will stay powered, at least technically speaking, for the entirety of its use. Let's go to the Space Center, see if the mission will let us use it to observe a new thing. It may not. I may have put that up there and it's going to tell me tough luck. Okay, apparently adding that many things has unlocked a lot. Explore Urban. Check the skies. Search the skies. It's basically another year. Oh, no, that's the one I've already got. Oh, need a telescope. Capable. Okay. Must have a telescope with the module track bodies. With a module with track bodies. Okay. East one. Must be in orbit above. Okay. Yes. Now let's see. I come here. Is it going to count this? Or am I going to have to use the excessive fuel I have left to put it into an even higher orbit? Okay, stage recovery. Good, good. Yep. First stage always explodes for reasons of I don't know. First milestone. Okay. So this one is quite a bit quicker at 90 days. I don't know if I have to stay with the satellite though. It will be a pain in the butt if I do, but if I do have to stay with it, it will be one of those. I will set it up and then do a forced warp. Now, since we are looking at going to the moon... Oh, no. I've already failed. We are not looking to go to the moon. We are looking to go to that research point that is out and about and to see if we can figure out how to build a launch center, basically. Now, I highly doubt we're going to be able to build a launch center right now, but worst case scenario, I'm going to fly a heavily satellited aircraft out there, and then I'll have the crew get out and basically gather whatever data they collect, and they will quote-unquote warp home while the aircraft. So, want to obviously go to the moon, land there, get set up with a small little research config like I've done in the past. Where is it? Cargo. Oh, cool. No idea what that is. Where was it? It must be in utility. There are stuff you can pack away with your Kerbals. Now, I know in science... There are little data center things you can put on the surface of the moon. That's what I'm thinking, but I also want to check because I don't have everything unlocked. Not yet. I believe we have the fun. Oh no, that launch cost a lot. But I think you're right. I think it is, yeah, in utilities. So in utilities. No. Oh wow, there is a lot of ComSat stuff now. Oh, that's... Okay, Bulldog has an excessive amount of stuff, and I haven't even unlocked it all. There's our rover bits. The payload? I know it's in here somewhere. Also, there is a part, I haven't unlocked it yet, but gives me full control of the servos and hinges. I believe I haven't unlocked it. Let me see. Yeah, I haven't unlocked it yet. There is a part that I will be able to control all servos and everything on the craft. Basically like old-fashioned mech jeb, where you basically look at a timeline and tell it how to do things based off that timeline, but it does not actively control, or it actively controls it, it does not read any of the information. So if you tell it to turn right and there is a building there, it will still turn right into the building. It's gonna drive me insane. I know I have them unlocked. I just don't know where they're at. I did not know I had radiothermals unlocked already. That's convenient-ish. It's in cargo, isn't it? Yes. Cargo, I don't think, was a tab, and they added it. But yep, basically I want to put a monitor, control station, and a bunch of other deployables on the moon. The biggest problem with these, stay, is quite a few of these require power. Now, I don't know if that requires power, but power units produce. Apparently, an unsuited Kerbal gives you 1. A level 1 engineer will give you 2. And with 2, you have just enough to control the control station and the monitor. So you would need a couple of these in order to control the entire assembly. And then one thing I do want to check out is Jet engines. Okay, so I do have the heavy-duty jet engines. And I might be looking to up them depending on how things behave. Also, I just realized, can't I just go boom, boom, and then come here, and if I'm not mistaken, the jet engine only uses fuel? Yeah, it just takes liquid fuel. So if I come here, I can go from that to just straight liquid fuel. Now, the million-dollar question is this more efficient than straight fuel tanks? Where is it? Okay. So it's actually, funny enough, it is in between sizes. So that's 800 fuel. This, looking at pure, we want this, but we want, huh. That's supposed to be, oh, that's not the aircraft liquid fuel. Hmm. Although it is interesting, I can do an entire tank of liquid oxygen. Cool. Like, it raises a bunch of questions for me, but order stage. Huh. So yeah. Interesting. It gets rid of the the one I'm familiar with. Right now, I want to come here and I want to take a peek at what kind of thrust I'm supposed to get out of these. So, that's great, but don't need ISP in a vacuum because I don't want to be putting anything crazy out. I could increase the fuel efficiency, which would be amazing. But I think I'm gonna want 1, 2, 3, 4. So the Mark 5, and then 1, 2, 3. Might as well go for broke. 4. So the Mark 9 engines are now outputting quite a substantial amount more thrust. And now I just have to build something worth having that much thrust. Also need to realize that's not even the part I should have been upgrading. Maverick, can you guess the thing I should have been upgrading that I definitely forgot to upgrade? Yep. I think Maverick may have disappeared on me. Oh! Huh. I wonder who disappeared then, because it told me someone disappeared, but... Yeah, as you can see, I absolutely forgot to upgrade the air intakes, so they're nowhere near as valuable. Oh, cool. No point in upgrading wings. Yeah, the air intakes are nowhere near as valuable as the engines I just tossed them on, so this could very quickly go very poorly. Which would be par for the course with most of the stuff I work with, so... Okay, we want mass and lift calculations. Yeet. Fortunately, this means our mass and our weight are not quite line with what we want our control surfaces. Quite angry with us. It's a lot of trial and error, honestly. Technically, I wouldn't even classify what I do as knowing how to build planes. It's mostly just, hey, did this explode? No? Okay. Do that again next time. Is about as good as that's gonna get, but I do need to make sure that I am adding roll surfaces. Oh, we want to make sure that you, at no point, you do pitch. These don't do yaw. Don't do yaw. You are only for rolling, because if I try to use you for yaw, this is going to go very badly. Wish I could paint these, but I can't. Stabilizing flap. What on earth is this? What are you and what do you do? Hey, you're very interesting, but not quite where I want to be just yet. Hide. Vertical stabilizer. Why not? Let's see. I don't have a weight limit and I don't have a part limit. The only limits I really have are my sanity and the stuff that's actually going to just rip off when I attempt to do this. For that, our control surfaces are quite friendly. These both deploy. Problem. We need to come here. Click on rotation. Play. There. There. This is gonna go up and in. Up one more time. Yeah, this may be the Sir crashes a lot based off of how this appears. Wait a second. Oh. Yeah, that's not happening. Aircraft is way too big for that. In theory, that is good enough. Next thing I want to do is look at payload. We have a payload cargo bays, yes. Cool. What about a carrier pod? Boom. That is quite literally a munitions pod. These are munitions pods. That could be a ethical no. Service bay might be how I'm pulling this off. Now we want to come here. Look for whatever has the best battery capabilities. It's like that's that. Now, goodness, we are spending quite a bit of time on this guy. Let's see if I can make it behave a little bit better. Send. Okay, that's cool. How much power do you give off? 12. These tiny panels do 0.3. Okay. So that is, in fact... Yeah. Rack. Wait a second. Is this a deployable solar panel that has an antenna built in? It is. That is cute. Again, is this guy down here? 16 per second. That is a monster. Okay. Oh, I could have just hit button and changed the side. That was kind of cool. Hopefully these don't break. Thermals. Also, Place inside inventories. Go here. I want to go here. There. There. Open it back up. Do I really not have any? That's such a neat setup. I like that. Shut it down. Down. So when they're off, stable. When they're on, they are leading the network. We want to make I believe this is where I'm going to want to go to that payload, and even though it's a little silly, might want to... I don't like things that are one-offs, and I think what I'm going to have to do is use this, only because I can open it and then close it back up. Why is that so much? Oh. Yeah. So first and foremost, I'm going to throw one of you in there just for the control of it, and then we want to come here and go hey buddy, which I should probably tell it to extend. Okay, when you are retracted, you move at quite a interesting pace. A weird way for the camera to shift, but if I grab this like that, let me find something that looks good. Oh, well, that's kind of the thing I need to put in. Click here, click there. Okay, it's not perfect. It doesn't look great. But it at least looks like it's supposed to be in there. Sorry about that. Had a little sneeze. Man, I wish I could. That's a cargo part. Alright, man. Good luck on your Calc 1. And I very much look forward to seeing you again, and cannot wait to take a look at Voices of the Void on Friday. Close that. All is kind of well. This is Recon Craft Mark 1. Since we are making it Recon, we are going to look for a normal spy satellite system. Hey, what are you and why do you have connection points? Still at telemeter. So many scientific parts. Hmm. Okay, orbital labs. We're definitely going to be putting those up. Whole point is this is not supposed to be a science. Gamma ray spectrometer. Let's toss you on the back. Oh. Like, we have to actually toss you on the back. Let's save you. We'll go for launch. Let's see what we've got. Okay, what we do have is bouncy wheels. Able to save and... Okay, recover. Now, the reason we did a recovery is because I've had some weirdness with returning to the VAB and stuff like that. Recovered a vehicle that survived flight. Here, have some pity science. That's funny. I gotta move the wheels in. Something that's not very comfortable for me. Only because adds a little instability into the whole aircraft. But apparently my wings just are not stable objects, so I can't put anything out on them. We don't need the maneuver planner, we don't need that. What we do want to look at is our landing info. Don't know if we need a flight recorder. Like, technically, I need a flight recorder, but aircraft autopilot. Now, this hasn't always worked out well for me, so we're gonna cross our fingers and hope this guy is... Nope. Reverted to launch. Something seems to have offset it ever so slightly and upset it. So we might have to be doing this in a slow, controlled burn. Which means going to 50 throttle. Waiting until we are over, say, 200 surface velocity, and then giving it the pull. Nope. Lock the SAS. Is that going to work? Okay, so she loses control as soon as she attempts to lift off. Let me see if adjusting the front end winglets fixes that. You guys are now allowed to participate in the pitch. Wait until we've got speed and pull up. Okay. So that is the main issue. Now we want to hold a position of 6,000 meters. Apparently that is all it took. Okay, let's get gear up. To 8,000. Vertical speed, we want 10 meters per second. Good enough. Nice, soft climb. Activate navigation to that. Going to adjust the heading. I don't want to go too hard, but we are moving. So, according to this, our ETA is about 14 minutes. 65. I'm trying to tell it to hold an altitude, but let's say 50. Set it. Ooh. Set it to 10. Let's see if it can save itself. It should be able to. Okay. Come on. Get me pointed in the right direction. No, you can do it. There we go. Boom. Engines up. Gonna go nice and carefully. And we want to go nice and carefully towards our target. Oop. I get it, buddy. Engage the autopilot. Nope. Okay, the autopilot is not being friendly to the system. Come on. Yep. Doesn't matter if you're aiming down as long as you are moving. Nah, I believe she is scuttled. Revert it to the launch pad. Aim. Autopilot. Engage the engines. Oof. Flight order. Because at this point, let's see how poor the decision is. Reminds me, you can handle pitch, and the whole thing is, so we're going to revert it to launch, but we're going to recover it. Going to go into the vehicle assembly and fix what we currently have set up with it. The other thing we are going to do yes, I'm very aware. Okay, so I'm going to have to do Space Center and recover it from there. Cover that aircraft. Single mission as a pilot. I don't know what mission you completed, bud, but more power to you. Like, I don't even have a mission counter there. So these absolutely are allowed to do pitch. Other thing I want to do is, while it's probably not for the best, is add intakes. Underneath this. Save it, launch it. Let's see if these air intakes on the bottom provide more intake than the actual turbine fan that's sitting right there. Minimize our maneuver planner because we are not doing maneuvers like that. So right now, that is pulling in 4.3. Never mind. I have underestimated how much that upgrade was. Get this moving. We do have less belly space because of this, as well as some drag on the bottom of the aircraft. But not a lot we can do about that. Now, gonna turn that off. Aircraft autopilot. Engage. Vertical. Oop. Get those gear in. We want a heading of 90. We're gonna hit set. And we are going to slowly step it down. Oh. Engage our 90 heading. Increase our climb ever so slightly. Well, we are slowly setting our navigational heading. Okay, I'm gonna leave that until it seems to stabilize, and then we will decrease some more. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's give ourselves a bit of a harder angle of attack. I believe it can handle a 30-degree incline. Take her over to 70. That is different kind of system. Altitude, acceleration, surface speed. Hmm. 70 does... We're gonna do 72. Give it a little turn. Our current speed is very, very well done, so we are doing quite well for ourselves. Okay, so that's space. This is where we're at. We are doing a nice little skim. What's our oxygen looking like? It is looking nice. So we are very effective. Can we get up to a 35? This might be a little bit hard of an incline on this. Cool. Okay. We're gonna want our text in red for this. We're actually climbing quite substantially. While we are losing speed, might want to bring us to a smaller incline. We'll wait until we hit the 10K mark and we will just cruise at 10K. Shift over to 21, just so that we have the extra where we need it. We are almost there. I don't know why this behaved better than the hold altitude thing, but if it works, it works. There we go. Hold an altitude of 0 increase. Oh, no, that's not good. Disable the autopilot. Let me take direct control. Come on. Come on. You got this. Come on. Come on. Got it. Come on. A little bit. Deb, I am so sorry. You were basically getting mixed, but cut the engine for now. We will reignite them when we have the vehicle under control. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Get into a nice fall so that you can have something to regain control over. Apparently, it does not like a stable vertical height, so come on. There we go. And it's up. And she's ever so slightly stabilized. Alright. Nobody is to do yaw. We're also going way too fast. Come on. Come on, you got this. You got this. I know the engines are starting to scream. Hold my speed at 200. Set it. Lock out all the other things. Engage the autopilot. Go nice and slow. Okay, on our vertical incline. That for we'll bring it up to 10. That should keep the whole system nice and happy. And then when we are closer to being set, we will tell it to gently lock in our heading. Careful, buddy. Careful, I know. 250. Go on, bud. You should be able to go a little faster without losing your capabilities. Increase our pitch, because if this burns out again, we want to make sure we have the altitude to save it. And go. We are obviously low enough in the atmosphere. Let me see if it will let me push it. Now, the engines are locked currently, so that will be what it will be. Increase heading by 1. Speed is increasing. Let us gently reduce our angle of attack so that we can just gently pick us back up, because as you can see, that was not the friendliest drop right there. But at least for now, it does seem to want to behave. Our atmosphere and surface speeds are going to be bestest buddies. Specifically because it lets me know what my pitch is at. Which, even though, yeah, actually we said 10, and that pitch will work fine for it. We did want it on a specific roll indication, so we are ever so slightly adjusting our roll. There we go. Now, our surface speed is still going up. Like, it's a bit of a balancing act. Our vertical speed is where we want it, though, at 10 meters per second on the incline. Because as much as we do lose speed as we gain altitude, with less air resistance, we can actually at least go into a bit of a dive system to go up and down to gain a little bit of speed. Okay, that is way too much stuff for me. I have no idea what those mean. Close that up nice and... Let's not do that. Also, I should have put chutes on this so that I can basically do a... like... forced, landing with it. Our site map. We are closing in on it. Now what it is I might have to kill the vertical hold. We want what, 9,000 feet? Sorry, 9,000 meters. No idea if that's gonna actually work. Actually, if I just update that to 5, hit set, is it going to adjust the pitch as we approach? It is, cool. There we go. We are still just shy of 4 minutes out from the site. I do not know for a fact what we will find here. For one, I do have to go to, what is this? Naraman? Ground station. And upgrading it. We literally do not have the funds to upgrade this, so we might be leaving this aircraft there to use at a later date. It is kind of interesting that we're holding, but we're increasing. There ain't effective airspeed. Okay. Okay, so our flow is just creeping up nice and gently. And that is what's helping us. But we are going quite fast, so give her that. Hopefully that's not too much. Here we are several kilometers out. Our current speed, we want to set to 350. Because we are going to tell it to ever so gently bring our altitude down to 4,000. And we only want 10. And I believe we're gonna have to tell it negative. Okay, so you are a plus or minus system. Bring the engines in. I will give you all the way up to 20. And we want to bring it down to 2,000 at 200. This should help us with bleeding off. That's neat. What kind of science can I do? Report. Sure. That's going to be dangerous, but it can bring us down at quite a bit more speed. Bring us down to 150 on the speed index. Engage our little arrow brakes. They're not going to do much, but yeah, I believe I could put a center here. I believe my next thing is going to be now the question is, okay, so that is hold over. Bring it down some more. We're gonna gently do a flyover, and then we will attempt to bring it back around. Now, don't worry about holding the heading. Okay. In theory, this should just hold altitude. Oh. That's a problem. Do 1500. Oh, no, 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 no. Too far. Yep. Alright, we're gonna bring it back to launch, because there's nothing here, which is a shame. I think the thing I'm gonna need to do in the future is I'm gonna build a drop pod for this. Also, I don't know how to get them trained for this. If I go Space Center, yeah, I should have maintained control instead of played around with it, and that was my own fault. I think I just clicked on one of the buildings. Little center. Lead that waypoint. We've gone out there. We've explored it. It is not worth the unlock at this current moment in time. Wish I could see more about missions. Repo soft tech. Let's see what mission Repo is suggesting. Just remind me. Okay, complete a spacewalk. That might be something I'm looking to do. That gives me a short window to do it, but It is within my thing. Build a base on the surface of the moon. That is a little outside my capabilities. Tourism. Pass out. That's easy enough. So how do these people get stuck in orbit? That's my question. I got 2 days and I got 5 days. And I've only got a few minutes to pull off my current mission, which is perform a spacewalk. So we're going to look at building a craft to do the current mission we have. And then before we actually launch, what we're gonna do is we are going to only half load this. We are going to build it up quite spectacularly. One of the things I want to do is come here. Is there a command pod with a better thing? I don't think so. It's not perfect. It's definitely going to cause some issues. But at least for this moment, or a little one. Okay. Want that. Want our normal. Oh, nope. Normal. Rogues. And then we are going to go one size up on heat shield. Said one size up, which I guess is going to be this. And that should be enough to cover it. And I believe this will launch in the next mission. Recovery Mark 1. We want to save that. We're going to open our observer. Gonna load it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, subassembly. Hypothetically, this is light lifter Mark 1. Okay. Now we go to open. Don't save because we were messing with stuff. We want to load this and add our light lifter to it. Now we do want to raise this up. And we're going to want to add very nice decoupler. And amount 5 decoupler. With our payload control system. 5. There we go. And then I believe that means I can actually add more fuel. If I can find it. Well. Oh. There we go. This, you are the right type, you are the right type. Back up and make sure that I am the right height. Check our weight. Our weight is good. Our fairing. Fairing. Cool. Okay, so this is just a standard issue fairing. We're going to save. And unfortunately, we are not going to launch. But we are going to go out, accept one of those rescues. Technically, I could pick both, but with the time constraints on them, it could be very dodgy, so we are going to look for the one. They both have decent year times. Unfortunately, I'm going to do the very corporate thing. I'm going to rescue the guy who pays... Actually, we'll get the one that expires the soonest. Technically, we'll get both of them. Now, since neither of them are going to pass away in the next 5 years because they have the most amazing spacesuits known to the universe, we are all set. We go here. We can select recovery. Select that. Go here. Cross our fingers that nothing explodes. You know what? I do like the idea of the flight recorder for this particular mission. We don't need the autopilot. The atmospheric data is nice, but not needed. Let's that. editor and planner together. And while Jeb does not know how to fly this, thankfully MechJeb does. So we are going to save. I believe Jebediah will have to take control once we jettison that, but hopefully we will be ready when we get there. Alright everyone, take it easy.